Should you draft David Njoku in fantasy football this year? Well, let's talk about it. David Njoku is a startable fantasy tight end, and that is about it. He finished last year as the tight end 10. He's currently going as the tight end 9 and the 84th overall player. There's some stuff to like about Njoku. There's a couple stuff to not like about Njoku, and at the end of the day, he's probably going to be one of the guys who's being started if you're in a 10-team or a 12-team league, he's probably going to be started by someone. Njoku has been a top 10 fantasy tight end for the past 3 seasons. He's been averaging 10 points per game, and he's finished as a tight end 8, tight end 7, and tight end 4 in points per game. He has some pretty sizable upside. Njoku's not a guy who, low floor, low ceiling. Njoku has, a pretty stable floor, and he does have some pretty solid upside. I mean, last year, we saw him put up 20 points with Jameis Winston, where Njoku's a talented player. If he has good quarterback play, he has some pretty good upside. And it's important to note that with Joe Flacco coming in as the team's presumed week 1 starter, Flacco and Njoku had a really good chemistry when Flacco was the starter at the end of 2023. I mean, we're talking 27 points, 26 points, 16 points, 17 points. Like, that is tight end, 1 overall. Not like a tight end 1, like the number 1 tight end in all of fantasy football kind of production. And I do think that if Flacco is the starter, he brings a level of veteran stability to this offense where Njoku's talented. He's probably going to be a startable fantasy tight end. Where, will he be the elite asset he was back, with Flacco was there before? Probably not. But even last year, we saw that with bad quarterback play, Njoku can perform. He really only had 2 bad games last year, and one of them was on a game where he was coming back from injury, and he was only on a 40% snap share. And that is the other big red flag with Njoku. Not big red flag, but the other knock on Njoku is he's a little injury prone. He's had some hamstring issues. Nothing major. He missed a lot of games, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and he missed 4 games, I want to say, last year. He might miss a few games. He's a little injury prone, but he's a startable fantasy tight end, and that's really what you want at the end of the day. He's on the Browns. That's pretty gross, but I think that if you find yourself in, round 8 where Njoku's going and you need a tight end, Andrews is off the board, all the elite tight ends are really off the board, you could do worse than starting Njoku. I think that he might not be an elite player, but he has the upside to be elite, but at least he'll provide some level of production, and I think that, that's a B- player, in my opinion.